All right, just about 4:32. Good Thursday afternoon. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist Colleen Campbell.
And welcome to Weather Impact Live, our Thursday edition. And it's been busy this week.
Yeah, a lot of things going on.
Today is the day. You've seen, if you've been outside at all, you know what's going on out there. Rain's out of here. That's the good news.
Yes. Yeah.
Sun has returned, but the temperatures are actually falling right now as we speak. And we have wind gusts in the 40s out there right now. So we do have a weather impact alert. Let's start with that. We're kind of transitioning. We had two of them. We had one last night and this morning for the rain. Just impactful. It's not severe or anything like that. We didn't see anything. But now we're talking about the cold blast. And that's what's going to be coming in tonight. And tomorrow morning will be the coldest. So air temperatures right now, you see up in the panhandle, just barely 50. They're going to be in the 40s here shortly, but we're not much warmer.
Yeah, no, we've been pretty consistent. We hit our warmest temperature earlier today, around lunchtime. We were 58, and then we've been steadily dropping. I mean, 55, that's not a terrible difference, but again, usually we have our warmest temperature this time of the day, and that's just not the case today.
Yeah, and we'll be in the 40s 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
So that cold air is on the way, and the wind is bringing it. Look at those small numbers you see to the right there. Those are the actual wind gusts. So Winter Haven right now is in the 30s, but that was about 40, 42 mile per hour wind gusts. Most areas are gusting in the 30s, but sustained winds out at the beach, basically in the 20s. Clearwater right now, a steady wind of 23 miles per hour. That is, we call that exfoliation when you're out there on the beach with the sand blowing.
Sand blasted.
We've got wind advisories for the bridge, the Skyway. Just went across the Howard Franklin this afternoon. You definitely need a car wash after that. It is salt water, especially on that western end if you're moving southbound into the St. Pete area, into Pinellas. But these winds will gradually come down tonight. But it's going to stay windy the next few hours, breezy through about midnight, and then gradually the winds will start to come down a little bit as we get towards sunrise tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow I think it's going to be a good day, but it is just going to be an extremely cold day. Look at all that wind out there over the Gulf.
Yeah, it's definitely that gust. You know, we had gusts 40 miles per hour earlier. I had that max wind gust I was showing everybody at, what time was that, 2 o'clock? And yeah, some of those gusts were exceeding 40 miles per hour. So that definitely makes it feel chilly.
Coming right down the spine. So here's the deal. These are the wake-up temps for tomorrow, and you see all of those low 30s to near freezing. That's that light blue you see there, upper 20s and low 30s. Now, obviously, it's a little bit warmer along the immediate coast, but it is going to be cold tomorrow morning. So we do have some freeze warnings. Let me see if I can pull that up. Those are for most areas just away from the water until you get, it looks like now, until you get north. Well, western Pasco is still under a freeze warning. Western parts of Pinellas County, it's going to be really close. I think you're actually going to stay just a little bit warmer. Yeah,
I think portions of Pinellas County has been excluded out of that freeze warning just because of the influence of the water temperature. But, I mean, a lot of this is extending very far south. This is what Bobby and I were talking yesterday. You know, we had little cold snaps here and there throughout the season and throughout the end of last year. Now that we're in 2026, but we haven't seen it extend this far south. We're talking further south than LaBelle, you know, these are all areas that really it's their first cold snap.
Yeah, so that is Alligator Alley right there, all right? Going over basically Miami to Naples, okay? The freeze warnings go down to that county, the southern part. Now, technically, the freeze will probably be down here just southwest of the Lake Okeechobee area. Maybe that's as far south as it gets. But because it's done by county, it includes the county. It was the county line almost goes all the way to Alligator Alley. That is rare. So this is certainly some of the colder air that we're going to see. Now, if you work your way up the coast, notice most areas in Bradenton, in Sarasota, including even like Lakewood Ranch. I mean, most likely going to stay just above the freezing point for tomorrow morning. It's the inland areas that will be the coldest. And you can see the effect of the water in and around Tampa Bay. You see how all these areas are not under a freeze warning. It's going to be close, but you get into, you know, western side of Brandon, very close to it, but you get inland, like Fishhawk, you know, you'll probably see freezing temperatures in Fishhawk. If I lived there and I had some sensitive plants I needed to cover, I would cover them up for tonight. And then notice as we get up towards Pasco, well, even West Chase, right on the edge right there, if you've got something sensitive, I would cover it up. Western Pasco, though, all the way up Hernando and Citrus, of course, we have some very cold air coming in for tonight, especially this area, say it's central and eastern Citrus and Hernando and into northeastern Pasco
Those
County.
areas will be well below freezing.
Dade
upper
City.
20s. Yeah, now we have some reporters that will be talking to, I believe, some of the farmers with the strawberry crops later on today during our evening shows. So, that's important too. They actually freeze or they spray the crops with water to give it kind of like a little insulation, induce a freeze, so it helps out with those strawberries, which I heard if they get a good freeze, sometimes that makes the strawberries sweeter.
Definitely does. It's not necessarily a freeze, but when you get chilly temperature, when you get pretty cold air, you definitely tend to get sweeter strawberries. Now, if you get a freeze like this, then you kind of have to keep an eye on it, because then you're starting to figure out, hey, is it enough to damage the plants?
Right.
And there's going to be some damage to those plants. They know that going into it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to. That kind of hurts the overall crop, if you will. But the ones that survive and all that, it will be pretty sweet this year.
Yeah, well, Marv and I were talking, our producer, about the Kumquat Festival that was last year. And if anybody remembers, we were talking about that freeze yesterday and how we had some snow in February. Well, that was closer to the Kumquat Festival. So some of those farmers were concerned about that last year. So I'm curious if those farmers are also looking at this first freeze.
Yeah, they definitely will be. Yeah. And we've had some freezing temperatures in those locations.
Right, yeah.
But this is the coldest that we'll have seen so far, so they're going to be the busiest. I think Sunday night into Monday morning will be similar. We'll talk about that coming up. So if you are planning to cover these things up, get the cover off tomorrow morning, because after we get above freezing, it's going to be pretty nice, a lot of sunshine, and you really won't need it again, I think, until we get into late Sunday night into Monday morning. Here's the planner for tonight. Rain and clouds are not an issue. They're gone.
Right.
All right, clear skies. You know what? I was wondering, somebody did this. I didn't clear it out yesterday.
Which under those clear skies, we have that radiational cooling, and that's when temperatures really drop, because clouds act as a nice little thermal blanket, kind of keeping temperatures from dropping too much or warming up too much. That's why on a cloudy day, we typically don't see warmer temperatures, but this is the opposite, right? We have clear skies. That's when those temperatures will have the opportunity to plummet, especially for those interior locations. Remember, land is very easy to heat up, cool down, whereas water doesn't really have that temperature difference throughout the day like land would have.
So these are, again, those wake-up temps, and some of these numbers have gotten a little bit on the warmer side for the inland locations, but I think that light blue area, you see 32 in Mulberry, you got to plan for about 29, 30 degrees to around 32 in those areas that are in the blue, and you can see how it's down kind of the spine of the state, of the peninsula, and not as much along the immediate coast. These are the lows for the entire state, and you can see all the mid and upper 20s up north. So Tallahassee 26, Jacksonville 28 degrees. Whew.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see this weekend if some of those locations, when we have that second cold snap, gets any of that snow that we were talking about.
Yeah, that is going to be amazing. There is still a snow chance here. We can take a look at that. This is the European forecast model. And watch what happens here. You see that?
Yeah.
That is Saturday night into Sunday. Now, this has shifted a little bit to the east, and then it's going to potentially work its way up the east coast into the Carolinas. But the GFS has a lot more snow, and it has it further back up to the west of that line, just a little bit.
Right.
So I don't think it's a lot, but if you wanted to drive and see snow, I would be up there Saturday on that I-10 corridor in the Tallahassee area, maybe west of Tallahassee as well. Probably the best chance, if not that, get up into Georgia, get up into Valdosta, or maybe even just north of Valdosta. You don't need to go all the way to Atlanta, I don't think. Keep in mind, that still is Saturday night into Sunday morning. So I know today's Thursday, but things are going to change. The models are flip-flopping. The models don't even agree with each other on this point. So things are going to change a little bit with that. And forecasting snow is tough to do. The rain-snow line, forecasting the rain-snow line in Florida. In southeast Georgia, is not
in a
something
normal
we do.
area that gets the snow, it's tough.
Right.
Florida, that's just a whole.
That's a whole nother
the models
thing.
don't know what to do.
I think we got a decent chance. It's just, is the snow going to be here or is it going to be there? And that's what we'll have to find out. Okay, 4:41. Let's take a little bit of break and we'll come right back.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips. And Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, welcome back. Ooh, okay, so we have a live look from South Bend, Indiana. And Bobby, I think this camera's turned a little bit because earlier we had a view of the river there, and I couldn't tell if there was ice in the river, but you certainly see snow on the ground, definitely cold there. The sunshine helping to thaw things out. They have some high clouds, high gray clouds above head. And yeah, so we were talking about all the cold here locally. Well, of course, in Indiana, it's a different story. They're pretty used to the cold, but that's snow. Now, yesterday, there was a 30-vehicle pileup. This is some video that we have from that, and that's because of that snow that we were just showing you. So several semi-trucks were involved. Officials say that several people were, of course, hurt, taken to the hospital. But everyone is expected to be okay, so that's some good news.
That's amazing.
I know.
Wow.
Now, the driver of one of these semi-trucks was trapped for several hours. You can see them trying to rescue that driver there. Before crews could get him out. So definitely scary. My grandfather was a truck driver, and he would always say, don't worry about the cars around you, just worry about yourself. Because especially a truck, people don't realize those big trucks take a lot of power to stop. And then you mix in the wintry weather, forget it. I mean, it's just impossible for them to stop on those slick roadways.
Yeah, all that weight. I mean, that's one of the scariest things. You see those videos online. It's so scary. All right, let's take a live look outside. Let's go up to the beach here locally. Look at the wind gusting in the upper 30s out at the coast. And you can see it is not the typical beautiful aqua blue colors that we have out there. That water's really churned up. Tide will be pushing a little bit higher as it comes in as well. There's going to be, in these cases, we do get a little bit of erosion from time to time. That certainly can happen.
Yeah.
Surfers, the wind will come down. I think mid-morning tomorrow will probably be the best. Obviously, it's going to be cold. I mean, we're talking upper 30s there at the beach in the morning. But by around 9, 10 o'clock, it should be at least in the mid to upper 40s. And, that's cold, but there will be some residual swell left over. Boating, obviously windy tonight and windy tomorrow morning, but really coming down throughout the day tomorrow. If you did want to get the boat out, the bay looks a lot better tomorrow, especially lunchtime and beyond.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of swell left over out there in the Gulf.
A lot of people walking the shoreline there and on the pier. I was surprised, but I guess if you're on vacation, you want to get out and about, kind of enjoy things.
Seeing a whole lot of folks out there right now.
Probably like lunchtime I was looking. And,
earlier, that's before the winds really picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we got the wind, we got the colder air, so people are like, okay, that's enough. Time to head on inside. So let's look at the current temperatures across the region right now. We've got generally 50s, but we're starting to get close to the 40s. We've got, I was say 49, but 50 degrees in Crystal River right now. So we're really getting close to the 40s. 57 in St. Pete, 55 across the bay in Tampa. Sarasota checking in with 58. Manatee, we're about 54, 55 degrees. And in fact, it's mid-50s generally for Polk, Hardy, DeSoto, and Highlands County. So just about everybody sitting there. Newport Richey at 52. Oh, that's chilly already. And, of course, that wind will continue. We showed you those forecasted lows. Look at the forecast for tomorrow. This is our basically hour by hour. It's every, excuse me, every 2 hours. But we have our weather impact alert through 9 tomorrow because we'll be warming up after that.
Right.
And it's just for the cold air.
Yeah. And something important to note, don't leave your pets outside, of course, but also the cold shelters, they'll open up a little early tonight so you can get everybody in there that's vulnerable to the cold. Just because the freeze warning starts at 1 a.m., don't wait until tomorrow morning.
Obviously.
Take advantage of it tonight.
And then tomorrow afternoon, it's actually a beautiful day. Look at the winds. They will really be light by the afternoon and early evening hours. Plus, there's a lot of sunshine in the afternoon, so it's going to feel, even only in upper 50s. The average high is 71 this time of year. I'm only going to be in the upper 50s to near 60, but it's going to feel much warmer, especially with that wind coming down. Saturday, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's low 40s in the morning. It's going to be chilly, some upper 30s for inland cold spots. But the afternoon's sunny, 70 to 72 degrees.
Yeah, that's the type of morning you start off your car with a little bit of heat, and then end the afternoon, not necessarily the air, but the windows open. It'll feel
You need
great.
like 2, maybe 3 different outfits for tomorrow, right? Definitely like winter in the morning. Fall, mid to late morning, and then afternoon. It's not quite summer, but say 72 degrees. And then we do it over again. We got another front that actually comes in during the day on Sunday, and Sunday has a pretty decent chance for some rain. And then we're thinking now Monday's probably going to be cold. You see these temperatures for Friday morning, tomorrow morning, 30s, 20s, and a couple spots near 40 at the beach. Look what we're looking at for Monday morning. Same thing. So we're going 37 in Tampa for tomorrow morning, about 39 on Monday morning. So it's not a big difference, right? So we have another weather impact alert for that. Okay, we'll take a quick break right here. We'll come back and we'll finish up with our 7-day.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
All right, guys, if you were watching us during this past hurricane season, we showed you a lot of video of homes along the Outer Banks. Remember, we kept getting storm after storm, and those houses would collapse and then fall. Well, a dozen or so fell during the hurricanes Aaron, Umberto, and Imelda. And those storms were all off of the Atlantic coast.
Yeah,
they're just
people
kind of
just watching. What do you do?
And it's been an ongoing issue. I mean, I don't say I grew up, but I spent 15, 16 years there, went to college there,
right.
southern part of the state. So that's what happens there, right? And on the East Coast, the erosion generally goes from north to south. So the northern part of the island, the inlet there is moving southward. The southern part is moving southward as well. But this has been a bad year.
Oh, yeah.
And those beachfront homes are literally being picked up still. Now, what they're trying to do is the ones that are still left over, they're trying to pick them up and move them 60 feet inland. So reporter Thomas talked to the company hired by the homeowners. They're using this new process to relocate the home. It's much faster pace than what they were doing before.
This is a new process for us.
Moving houses is nothing new for Crumworks Inc. owner Barry Crum and his crew. But I spoke to Barry a few weeks ago and he told me they'd be trying something new this time, and this project is the first time they're putting it into action.
We just didn't like the traditional methods that we've been using, so we decided to give this method a go in our region.
A couple pieces of the new process for this project are the piling foundations being installed before the house is moved, how high the house is being raised up, and how the house is being rolled over top.
We have a unified hydraulic jacking system that we utilize to lift the house at a level rate. We've got special rollers that we are rolling the house with, and we're using structural steel to build like a train track to roll the house away from the ocean and onto its new foundation.
This specific process saves something that these homes don't always have: time.
What's great about this process is we can get the entire job done in a week's time. That's kind of what we need to do out here in these weather sensitive areas. Typically something that would take a month or 2 months, we're able to condense it down into that week window.
Despite the typical learning curves the crew is facing, it's something that Barry feels will be vital to their house moving operations moving forward.
We're having to think through things, work through